Okay, I thought it would be kind of fun to do like a little live run through of a couple of the tracks that I did, 3 of them in total. The first one is called Tarangi, the second one was Turkish Delight, and finishing up on Downhill Challenge. So they were 3 of the best ones that I rode, and so let's go through them. Yeah, kind of started off pretty smooth going, pretty easy. Beautiful scenery riding through all the trees and everything. So the biggest problem with this footage is I had the GoPro mounted to my chest mount, so there's a lot of shots of the handlebars, which isn't ideal.
Some speed up, come on.
So I started picking up speed here. This is where the track started to get a lot more downhill, so I wasn't pedalling so much. Start to really pick up some speed. Good fun. I like that bit. Yeah, really picking up speed there. Have to start pedaling again, and then bam, back downhill, picking up speed. I don't know if you can really tell, but I'm shifting my body weight around a lot. My arse was kind of over the back wheel for most of the time. That's why you can see a lot of the actual frame of the bike, and sometimes I think even the seat kind of pops into view at the bottom. Get the occasional giggle from me where I'm having a good time.
Tarangi.
Picking up speed again, really getting bumpy with all the roots and bumps in the ground. Luckily I went for the full suspension bike, which really did help, and it had massive thick tyres on it which gripped perfectly, and it was a lightweight bike, so you really got picked up speed quickly and didn't feel like you was lugging this heavy thing around, and that also made the uphill bits a lot easier. Little zigzagging path down the hill, slowing down a lot for the corners and then picking up speed as soon as you get on the straights. Great fun.
Whoa! Whoops!
I think that's where I locked up the wheel. I applied a bit too much pressure to the rear brake and it locked up, and I thought I was going to go off for a second there, but managed to keep my balance. That tree was a bit close there. Had to bring in my elbow.
I'm not even pedalling.
Not even pedalling. The speed I get here. All the greenery whizzing past. I even pedal a little bit to get more speed. That's how confident I got. Oh yeah, this beautiful view of the lake out there. Had to stop and try to get a shot.
Hope the GoPro can see that.
Nice little thumbs up. Another quick bit. Couple of tabletops, and I just had to pedal over because I'm sure proper bikers will do this bit a lot faster than I have. Luckily there weren't any behind me, or else they would have got pissed off being held up by me, I reckon. But of course it felt really fast for me. Ooh, lovely. Loving this bit. Nice and fast downhill. Oh yeah. So this is the bit where the Tarangi trail ends, and I had no idea where I was meant to go next. And I think I saw another cyclist. Yeah, there he goes. Another cyclist went past down that trail, so I was like, oh, I guess I'll just go that way. Didn't realise that that was the... Or I ended up on the Turkish Delight Trail, which is actually a grade... I think it was a grade 5, which is expert. So I just like accidentally make a turn in here and end up on the grade 5 track. I say accidentally, I did it on purpose, but I didn't know I was going onto a grade 5 track. I just kind of took my chances, really. The funny thing is, the one that runs parallel to this track, I think it's called something like Washing Machine, something like that. I think that was the grade 3 track I was supposed to be going on, but I followed Turkish Delight instead. Very windy at this bit, lots of roots around. I think that's what makes it an expert track. Tight bends and roots and bumps, and just made it really hard to like control the bike and try and keep your balance and everything. I did manage to keep up my speed through here though. I wasn't slowing down too much. The crazy thing is, as you hit all the roots, it just bounces the bike and like can point the front wheel somewhere where you don't want it to be, and you're just kind of wrestling with it to keep it where you want it to go. This is good through the trees. And that is the end of Turkish Delight. Yeah, so those were the first 2 tracks. Those ones were grade 3 and grade 5, as I found out later. Okay, so this track, this was Downhill Challenge. This was a fun one. Very fast paced, very wide, so you got a lot of confidence. There's no like roots or anything in the road, and a few little like tabletop jumps that you go over. And I had a lot of fun with this one. It was really good, like, you know, especially after doing some of those more windy tracks and narrow in the forest. My confidence was very high and I was able to just have a blast with this one. So yeah, I was pedaling a lot less because it was downhill, and also using the brake a lot less just because, like, you know, that confidence. It really gets some speed. You don't sense it as much in the video because it's not as narrow as some of the last tracks, but that bit looked fast. Really pick up some speed on this track. Occasionally I have to pedal, but for the most part it's just whoosh. This is where I started having fun with it and doing jumps. Really riding the bumps here, picking up some speed. You just breeze through the corners on this track. Another little jump. Nice big bit of air there. And then comes the end of the trail. So yeah, that one's a bit of a shorter one, but that one, like, I really got into my stride there, had a lot of fun with it, doing the jumps and everything. Just, you know, riding the corners and the bumps and everything. It's a really good time. So yeah, overall, absolutely amazing time. Would recommend. Totally would go again. Kind of tempted to buy a mountain bike now and just strap it to the back of the car, but I think that'll be a bit too costly, so maybe I'll just like continue renting them. It was $60 for 2 hours. Yeah, I'm not complaining. Had a great time, well worth the money.